Hi there guys, how's it going? So there is a brand new Organization 13 event in the game already. It's really awesome. If you guys didn't catch the tweet last night, effectively we have a reprint event, whatever you want to call it, of the previous Organization members that have been in the game. And I guess we're just dropping the pretense that the Japanese version is different from the global version at this point because Zoldan sure as hell never came to our version, therefore he can't return. But you know what, I'm very happy to see him. I'm very happy to get his medal. So effectively 3 stages per the last 6 organization members, not including Demix. And again, like I said, Zoldan, which we didn't have before. The first 2 stages give you a trait medal, and the 3rd stage gives you the medal itself, which is really cool. We had to, buy that thing only, 6 months ago or less, so we're now getting 1 copy of it for free. Obviously it isn't boosted, and obviously you only get 2 traits, but if you went ahead and completed that content before, even if you didn't pull for the medal, at least now you get a chance to basically, I mean, if you did the previous events, like, I don't know, XIII, for example, I did all of XIII, but I didn't pull for the medals, so I have 5 trait medals, plus the 2 I just earned right now. I have 7 traits to roll on XIII. I am thrilled. I'm absolutely freaking thrilled. That's, guilting the entire thing. So I'm really excited about that, especially Sykes. I really want to go ahead and earn Sykes, so I thought, let's go ahead and try and take on the boss versions of each of these characters, and they have been significantly buffed from their initial encounter. I wasn't too sure if they were going to have like the sort of case where they might bring out the events but make them effectively exactly the same difficulty as they were before. Not the case, let me tell you right now. Obviously Zoldan wasn't in our version initially, but I can tell you based on the other events that I've observed so far, they got significantly buffed. So I'm basically just going to leave it on auto right here and let this thing take out itself. We're at the stage now where we are extremely powerful in this game. Like, dropping, tier 6, tier 7 medals at 7 stars off every single pull, and that's going to be the case going forward, I assume. That puts you in a very powerful spot. It's really unreal how much power we have in this game right now. So, while the events can certainly be difficult for newer players, I really hope a good majority of people can be able to complete this content. If it was up to me, honestly, I'd like to see this content in the game permanently. Like, in the events tab permanently, go in here and, you always have a crack at these organization members because, at this point they're giving away the medals for free. I don't see why, newer players couldn't have that opportunity as well. That's sick. I didn't get to see that animation before when I did it on the first time around to use the spiraling dragon animation. So really happy you did that. I'm not even bringing in second chance with me right now, but I mean, again, if you guys have to take it out in 3 turns, please do so as long as you complete the content. I don't care how you do it. This is just going to be sort of my run through of the event. Okay, so we've left it on auto here, and my friend Riku is going to be able to mop it up as always. Okay, let's try Vexen. So I know Vexen initially had, what was it, about stage 14 had about 4,000 bars of HP, so... Alright, let's try Vexen again now, and I believe Vexen's been significantly buffed up as well. I know he initially only had like less than 10,000 bars of HP, but now he has, 17,500, okay. 17,500. I don't know why I find that interesting, but I kind of do, so. Just to see how like they try to balance the game for the current level of content. Like, obviously back then we only had, regular Kyra EX, or illustrated Kyra EX, whatever you want to call it. And so with him starting with quite a large amount of general defense up meant we had to cast it several times just to try and strip that away. But obviously the game is very different now. We can just go overwrite and have all the enemies be at -7 right away. The power difference is not just in how strong the medals are, but also just the fact that we can just effectively fully debuff enemies in one cast. It really has made a significant improvement. Oh, I nearly had him in one turn. Damn. Well, he still hurts like an absolute truck. I don't know if we'd be able to tank that. I mean, possibly. If I was a less lazy person, I'd be testing that, but... Alrighty, there he goes. Alright, let's go ahead and take on Lexus using the same setup. From memory of my previous events, he would retaliate at 33% of his HP, so a third, and also at 5%. So I guess we're going to find out how much he was buffed and how much HP that means that he has. Well, I hope if I actually run through the portal, wouldn't it? Yeah, the retaliation was a really annoying factor just because you had to time your, holy crap, 45,000 bars of HP. Oh my god, so he's going to retaliate at 15,000. Meaning we basically need to deal, because I'm not bringing second chance, I need to deal like 30,000 in one turn. I don't think that's possible. But here we go. That's assuming the points stayed the same. They could have shifted. Bloody hell. I did 3,000 bars of damage right there, and it feels like it should do more. I mean, this is what we wanted, right? If everyone gets so much more powerful, then the content does as well. This is the consequence of it. Actually, we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty bloody well. Thank you, in no small part, to Bob and Jack. Oh, we're nearly at 15,000. Okay, so the unfortunate thing is, if we go ahead and don't make it, which we haven't, he's not going to retaliate. No, that's the regular end of turn attack, yep. But when we start attacking next turn, we're going to trip into 15,000 and he's going to retaliate immediately. I think this is what's going to happen here. Yes, okay, so that must mean... Okay, that was the retaliation there. So if you guys weren't around 4 months ago, whatever, that's his mechanic there. So he's going to retaliate on you depending on how much HP you've taken off him, which I believe it is still the case right now, is 33% of his HP. And if it remains constant with the previous version, 5% as well. So let me go and change my setup a little bit. Alrighty, so I'm coming back in again now. I've got Kyrie with me with second chance, and I just replaced Genie for her. So the trick to this one is basically, he's going to retaliate unless you can literally take out over 15,000 bars of damage in one turn, in one hit rather. He's going to retaliate. So what I'm trying to do here is deal a little bit. I'll be going a little bit under the retaliation point this time. He's going to end the turn and attack me back that way. I'll be revived. What I want to happen is I damage him, let's say, during the next turn, I damage him, let's say, up to like 15,500 bars of damage. And then something like Bob and Jack comes in, which really knocks him down underneath that 15,000 point towards the 5,000. Because what needs to happen is we really need to deal 5,000 bars of damage in one hit due to his retaliation. I don't know if this is possible. I mean, obviously it is, but... Bloody hell. Okay, so we're going to go in again next turn. And hopefully this deals less than 2,500. It does. Oh shit. Nope. Okay, well, Kyrie's going to bring us back. I mean, we could potentially make this, but we have to be really, really, really careful with the retaliation. And at this point, it's basically out of my hand. So I need the next few medals to go ahead and attack him and bring him down, but bring him over 5,000 bars, like this one right here. I might have to skip this one and skip the next one as well. Right, that's knocked me under. Oh, we get to... Okay. Crap, I shouldn't have used that. Okay, do everything the same way, but... Okay, so they must have moved that other retaliation point then. Or it was never 5%. Interesting. So that retaliation... Okay, what I'm trying to say there, that retaliation point was definitely less than 5%, which I was concerned about, because I was like, if it's 5%, then we're gonna have to deal over 5,000 damage in one hit, or in one medal rather. Okay, so I'm repeating the event exactly the way I did it before. Now I observed everything that happened before, so hopefully, assuming I do everything exactly the same, I'm going to get retaliated on after this hit right here. Yes, I'm going to do everything exactly the same, leave it on auto, but instead of firing off Anti-Form Sora, I should skip that and then go straight to Bob and Jack, which will deal a much more powerful hit and hopefully just finish him off, instead of where Anti-Form Sora left him with a little bit of HP and therefore in the retaliation range. Just skip all that and just absolutely destroy him. So again, for whatever reason, we didn't seem to get retaliated on after we crossed into the 5,000 bar range. But I'm just gonna swipe here for safety. Still did 500,000 damage, and now hopefully Bob and Jack, with all its impressive might, can go ahead and finish him off. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's an example of basically what to do with, like, your setup will be entirely different to mine, but basically try and figure out where the retaliation points are. I can tell you the first one is at 15,000 bars pretty confidently. The second one I have no idea. It looks like about 2 to 3%. I can test that a little bit more and put that in the information box of this video. Yeah, basically figure out where that is and try and work your medals around that. Second chance is very, very, very necessary for this round. Okay, XIII, I'm really, really, really keen to earn this medal because I have, like I said, 7 traits ready to roll on it. So he was flanked with a Barrier Master in the past, and I assume it's going to be the same case here. It's basically a case of when do you take that thing out. What you should probably do is focus on XIII first, because the Barrier Master can't actually hurt you. But basically, if you kill the Barrier Master is plural looks like, then you're going to have a hard time. Okay, so we're going to get rid of 20,000 bars of damage. That's not too bad. We are literally, like, these Barrier Masters are quite literally untouchable without a fixed damage medal. So, which is the reason why you had to pull XIII in the previous event. Effectively, we're just going to focus fire on him and try and take him out first, and then the Barrier Masters basically fall over with the fixed damage metal. So you can see that I've gone ahead and brought an illustrated Aron in here. As soon as Xion's dead, I'm going to not worry about casting anything else and just cast. It's going to skip through, and then cast Aron. I mean, I may as well cast it on this turn right here, just to chip away a little bit of their HP. But if Zexion isn't dead by the next turn, I definitely won't be casting it again. Alright, Bob and Jack hopefully focuses fire on Zexion. Yeah, one of the 3 hits. Okay, that's fair enough. And now we'll use Riku, take off a little bit more damage. So Zexion can definitely hurt us, but the Barrier Masters again cannot. So let's go ahead and finish the round off. Let Zexion retaliate, and then we've dealt more than enough damage to take him out in the second turn. So everyone attacks me back. That really cool Zexion animation. There we go. Zexion's rebuffed. So the reason you don't want to take out the Barrier Masters in this turn is because if you do that, Zexion will be dispelled. So right now we have Overwrite, which is amazing. We can set him down all the way to negative. We are setting the Barrier Masters to negative as well, or to, you know, to the absolute bottom of the bottom in terms of buffs and debuffs. But they just have such sky-high natural defense that it really doesn't matter. Okay, so again, we're going to focus fire. Single target metals work a treat here, and I'm definitely skipping Aron this time. My Aron isn't guilted at all, which means it only deals like 46,000 damage per turn, which is 2.5 bars. So if I use it again right now, I'd kill the Barrier Master, which I don't want to do, because if I kill him, then I can't touch Zexion for the rest of the turn. So I'm just going to go ahead and tap right here, and then Bob and Jack's going to come in. Hopefully, okay, beautiful. One of his attacks hits Zexion. There's no point even using Riku right. Oh, actually, no, I should have used Riku because Riku restores gauges. I should have done that. I was going to say, outside of that, there's no point to use Riku apart from to preserve the counter on their head, I suppose, but even that doesn't really matter too much. You can see they actually don't do anything to us right now, so I'm going to take this opportunity to restore a bit of counter because I can. And apart from that, yeah, we're just going to use Aron on these turns. And there we go. So Aron's going to take out the first Barrier Master now. Yep. Who is also going to dispel that one. So yeah, again, you can see that's what would have happened to Zexion if we killed the Barrier Master the first time around, and would have effectively made him untouchable as well. Going to use Riku again just to not trip the counter and also to restore gauges. Okay, beautiful. Give me back 3 gauges. Thank you very much. Let's do it again. Why not? Get us up to full for the next couple turns, because I'm going to have to cast Aron a few times here. If you have Zexion from the previous event, obviously you can use him again, like in this event, like you did in the first one. Outside of that, yeah, I'm just using the best fixed damage metal that I think I have. I don't think I have a better one than this. But yeah, obviously if you do, feel free to use it. 46,000, that's pretty sad. But yeah, so I'm basically just going to be tapping over and over again until I get to use Aron. So I'll see you guys in 3 turns. Okay. Wrong way, buddy. That's better. Oh, nice. Okay, the pet finished off for us with its beautiful 30k fixed damage. Thank you, Mr. Pet. Alright, well, we've taken out Zexion. And again, I'm thrilled because that's 7 traits I get to roll on Zexion. Not that Zexion's a very, I don't know, the sort of metal that you really want to have, you know, traits on, but I suppose you put like triple threat 2 on it if you get extra attack. I mean, it's fixed damage, so additional strength doesn't matter at all. Grounds, aerial doesn't actually matter at all. Okay, let's go ahead and bring in my second chance setup here, only because I really couldn't even take out Sykes the first time I tried to beat him months ago, but I was kind of on a hiatus then because I was like traveling and literally didn't have the ability to make videos, so let's see if we can go ahead and get our revenge here. I'm kind of sad that I missed out on, like, I only got 3 trait medals last time around. I really would have loved to have gotten more. Wowee, okay, 30,000 bars of HP for good boy Sykes. 30,000 and only 2 counter on top of his head. Again, we are significantly stronger in that we have, you know, medals like like Era or the Foretellers right there that raise the counter by 2, as well as overriding everyone all the way back down to 0. So definitely good stuff. I love how he's flanked by these Soldier Heartless right now. Knights, I think they're called, armed knights, maybe, whatever. Just like in Kingdom Hearts 2, where he's sort of sacrificing these things to Sora to try and get Sora to retaliate and, you know, complete Kingdom Hearts. It's a really cool little detail there. Okay, we didn't hit Sykes at all, unfortunately, with any of those 6 random hits, but you know what? That's fine. We've already taken out over 1/3 of his HP, so at this rate, we will be completely fine. And given that the Knights are almost all dead, we should be hitting with our bigger multipliers next turn. Bang, bang. bang, that's such amazing work on this animation. That's what I mean, it's like, it's such a shame to have these animations only be in the game for like 2 weeks at a time, really. I really hope this event becomes more like of a permanent thing, so people get to see that going forward. Alright, all the knights are dead. Now all of our random hits are going to hit Sykes, definitely, and like Riku's multiplier, for example, will now be hitting at its most powerful point. So I am really freaking keen to have this medal. I think I've got maybe 4 or 5 trait rolls on it, which I'm thrilled about. If that goes well, then this could be a definite candidate to evolve to 7 stars. Not bad, and the final hit will take him out. I love it. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, and finally Axel. So Axel has a very, very, very small counter over his head, and obviously is immune to power. So you can see I switched out Era from the front position there because, well, Era would have healed him for 1, but even worse than that, he would have made Roxas heal him as well because he turns the next medal into a power type medal. So we're going to go ahead and run basically a variant of the second chance setup I had before. All 3 medals here either add to the counter or ignore it, basically. All 5 in fact, and that gives me enough counter to fire off Bob and Jack Jack at the back, and then I'm again going to borrow a non-power medal that won't trip the counter. So yeah, shouldn't have too much trouble with this one. Again, I'm running the second chance. He doesn't have any sort of retaliation mechanic, and yeah, I think he's on his own as well. So let's go ahead and take this down. He's on his own, beautiful. Okay, 35,000 bars of HP again, which means we need to take it out, you know, at least 12,000 bars each turn to be safe. So same again, really, really powerful, you know, single target, random target medals with either ground. Well, yeah, with ground basically is pretty much what you're going to want to have here. Saying that though, none of these medals I'm using right now, except, so Bob and Jack Jack has ground and Prime Roxas has ground, but the rest don't. So it isn't the case like in the Sephiroth event where ground was literally a necessity, you had to have ground. This doesn't seem to be quite as bad. It just seems like the super bosses that we've had in the past with the HP jacked up to like a billion, but I mean this event is only like a month old, and I believe the final round of that event had 23.5-ish thousand bars of HP, so they've buffed his HP by another, you know, another 50-ish %, which literally just goes to show you how much more powerful we become in a month. But anyway, we should be able to clear this out pretty quickly now. We'll die at the end of this turn again, but be revived by second chance, and then I think we're on track to take the event out. So okay, and there he goes, beautiful. So we've taken out every single part of this event and earned ourselves 6 medals and 12 trait medals. I'm bloody thrilled. Let's go ahead and roll them. Hello. So you might have noticed I'm in a different background than usual. I'm house sitting at the moment for a friend of a friend, so, well, cat sitting. This is Cuba. Hello, Cuba. Okay, so let's go ahead and start rolling these things. Okay, well I think Sykes is probably the big winner there. I don't really get anything else too much of note, but I'm totally fine. I'm really happy just to have these medals in the game. That sounds like, I don't know, new content, things to do, and earnable medals in this game is something I'm extremely happy to see more of. So anytime they want to put in more earnable medals, even if they're not necessarily the most useful in the game, I'll still pretty happily, you know, it's content to play, so I'm pretty happy to have it. Anyway guys, as always, if you do need help, jump on the Discord. The link is always in the description, so come check it out. And yeah, if you need any help, feel free to ask. Thanks so much guys, I'll catch you later. All the best. Bye.